us today is our brand new Executive Director of Athletics, Coach Jim Slaughter. And Coach Slaughter, you don't know, but we chose you before you ever knew we were interested in you. We had heard so much about you and what you stand for, not just your win-loss record, which is very good, but people in this community, several leaders had given me your name, and so I want our audience to get to know you a little better, know why we were so sold on you that we came after you. You were a wanted man. And
it's nice to be wanted in the right way.
In the right, and from a good group of people.
That's right.
And then I want you to be able to share some of your hopes and dreams. Only after being here a week or so, you do have an advantage over most other people in that you had worked here early in your career and had a good experience.
I know the community. I love the community. I already felt like I was a part of the community even before I got here. So you're right, that does help. It makes a difference in my life and my family's life in moving here. I've got brothers and sisters that are in the West Texas area, close. I've got a brother and a sister that live in Ballinger. And I've got a brother that lives in the Midland area. So there's lots of family around San Angelo. And San Angelo was, my longest stay at any one spot was in San Angelo. I was here in San Angelo for 14 years.
My goodness. So even though San Angelo has gone through growth and has changed in many good ways, as now it also has challenges with the growth, you had enough understanding about what a great place San Angelo is that you don't have as many surprises as someone. I had a lot of great surprises because I had never lived in West Texas, and my 99.9% of the time have been marvelous surprises about what a great place. You were here early in your career and then had a lot of things that helped you become a better coach and man in between. Remind our audience what you did after you left San Angelo.
Of course, my first stop after leaving here was Corpus Christi Carroll, and I had a great run in Corpus Christi. In 5 years, I lost 2 regular season games. I reached the point where even I thought I could coach there for a little bit.
Did you get cocky?
I hope not. I probably did, but I hope I didn't. And from there, I went to East Texas, and that was a very learning experience. It's a different world, and it made me a better person, and it made me a better coach, the things that I learned in East Texas. I left there and went to the Metroplex, and I was in Dallas area at Carrollton Farmers Branch as a straight athletic director for 5 years, and being a straight athletic director, learning to take care of all the programs, and there was 2 schools and ended up being 3 schools that I was a part of, and got to help them select coaches and stuff. That was very important to me. It was a good stay for me. And then I got a call from College Station and A&M Consolidated, and ended up, and my wife was ready for me to coach my son, and it was great timing for us. And I went to College Station, and that was my second longest stay. I was there for 11 years as the head football coach and athletic director. I really appreciate the title that I've got here, Executive Director of Athletics. That sounds better than just being an athletic director. Although I think there's a lot of similarities.
There are a lot. It's just 2 high schools instead of 1, and you're not having to coach yourself. But don't you think your experience at while you were in the Dallas area being an athletic director, that was one thing I was pretty interested in, is that you had already supervised multiple high schools, girls and boys programs. And the other thing that I was extremely pleased and proud for you that we could have someone like you is all your programs at A&M Consolidated High School have been very successful. Girls programs and boys programs, and I just believe we need to support all our programs. I've worked in a primary football town. I've worked in a primary basketball town, and the other sports were not as supported, and I don't like that.
No, I would agree.
And so that was another thing that was of huge interest for us when we picked you out.
I am definitely a people person. I care about people. I care about kids. Coaches sometimes, and especially when I was an athletic director, some of those coaches were kids. And it's important to me that everyone is successful. I mean, just because a kid may like in Carrollton Farmers Branch, we had some kids that wanted to play ice hockey. Well, just because they like ice hockey, there's no reason not to like them and not to try to be a part of what they're doing. We didn't support that school, so I'm not going to try to put it in here.
Thank you.
But it's a good example about it doesn't matter what kids are doing if they're a part of. They don't even have to be a part of the school that I'm at. I care about kids, and I care about people, and I care about what they're doing. And it's important to me, especially your kids, that they're successful and that you hire the right people, that you give the right support and money to the different groups so they can be successful. It doesn't look good if everybody's successful except, say, soccer or softball or baseball. Everyone, you want to do everything you can to make them successful because, again, it's people that are in charge and they're people that are part of your program that you care about, and they're kids that are part of your school system that you care about. And if you care about people and you care about kids, you got to be supportive of all activities that are taking place.
Well, I am, and I agree with that, or we would not have had you here, Coach Slaughter. That was real important. Now, we're in the process of trying to hire a new head football coach, and I'm so grateful that you're here to lead that process. And I've already heard and now have been with you long enough in these few days to know you have good instincts. You, just like we didn't wait for you to apply to us, you are going out and looking. And when you're trying to hire a leader of a sport, for right now, let's limit our discussion to that, and maybe we'll talk about assistants. What are the characteristics that you feel are non-negotiable and that we're looking for?
I think that they've got to care about kids. Kids can read that. I don't think that they're going to perform their best for you if they know you don't care about them. Mm-hmm. If you're in it to just win games or just for your ego and impress people with what you're doing, kids can see through that, and they're not going to play hard for you. So you've got to have someone that can get the kids on your side, believing in what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. I think that's very important to me. I've got to see that when kids are around that they care about kids. I don't like people that, and we all have to be tough with kids sometimes. There is such a thing as tough love, and I understand that. But at the same time, I want to hire someone that kids can come talk to, that parents can come talk to. We're out on that field. Here's the ground rules. Here's what we're going to do. We're off that field. I need help. Can you help me, Coach? Yes, I can help you. Mm-hmm. They're going to lean towards doing the things that help kids out and help parents out. I mean, parents, I heard a long time ago, and I was hoping I wasn't one of these people. It makes a lot of difference in whether or not you've had kids, on how you handle kids. I hope that I was one of those that handled kids well anyway, but I promise you I became a better coach when I had kids, mm-hmm. and I understood where parents were coming from when it came to dealing with their children.
Well, I agree. Our son gave me many opportunities to see another side. He gave me some opportunities to look at rules. All right, they've got to like kids. And then what is another main priority that you're looking for in a great head coach?
Don't embarrass me. Know what you're doing. Understand your game. There's a lot of people that are going to be sitting up in those stands or up in those bleachers that are going to think they're smarter than you. Well, it's not a good situation if they are. You've got to have a knowledge of the game so that you make everyone feel like, all right, this person understands the game. Yeah, I may have made a bad call or he may have done something wrong, but he understands the game and he'll get it straight and he'll do what you got to do to get the most out of kids and get the most out of your program as far as winning. And whether we like it or not, we're judged on winning and losing, but at the same time, building the character of the kids, making them feel like they're a part of something that's important and big, and improving their lives. It's something that when they go on down, they may not remember how many games they won or lost, but they're going to remember the things that they were taught as far as character and other important elements of being a good person.
Who have been, because I think there's more than one, has really mentored you to develop you and to giving you opportunities?
Well, my high school coach, Bob Wright, Spike Dykes coached me, Weldon Brevard. There were some great coaches that influenced me. I remember as a kid thinking, for one thing, it seemed like the coaches always had the prettiest wives. So if I was going to marry a good-looking woman, I may have to be a coach to do that. But I've had some great mentors. There's today here in San Angelo, Buddy Horn, who coached me at Angelo State. I ran into him, and I have a tremendous respect for him. Wade Turner, Max Bumgardner, the guys that were out at Angelo State when I was playing here. I had the opportunity for a little bit to be a part of Darryl Royal's program. So I've known and been around and been associated with some great people that I really, really respect. And all the characteristics that I'm talking about, these people had those characteristics, and you could feel it and you could see it, and they had a lot to do with the way I am.
What do you, when you look around after just brief number of days in San Angelo, what do you see are the strengths and what we can build on in the mark you would hope to leave on San Angelo?
Well, I know there's a lot of people hoping that I'm going to be able to come in and salvage the Lakeview situation. I also would love that. I think Central at this moment is really well on the way. So I've got to do things to assist them on their path of trying to do the things that you got to do to make your program a great program. Being here and caring about people and studying it and being a part of one of the things I love about West Texas, I'm a West Texas boy, is the people. I mean, there's not a whole lot of water to go fish, so you can't just go out the back door and fish. It's not a whole lot of things. Maybe there's no big Aggie game. I hope you go to the Angelo State game and stuff like that. In other places, there's a lot of things that are going on. The thing that makes West Texas is the people and the how they treat you and how they care about you and talking to them and visiting with them and everything. So I'm with my wife now. She's from Fort Worth area and everything, and I tease her all the time. I say, Maury, they think that Fort Worth is West Texas. That's where West Texas starts. She's not buying into that too well. But I think that once you get here and you get around the people and you see how the people are and how they care about things and how down to earth, that's important to me.
It is to me too. And one of the main reasons we fell in love with the place so quickly after coming here, it's just evident.
Yes.
You have 3 middle school programs, 2 high school programs, and people are hungry for us to keep on getting better. You have also a lot of friends here in town who may be advising you on what you need to do first. What are some of the are there sharing any words of wisdom that you would share with us?
I get lots of advice, but the people that know me also, I would like to think, and I believe that they think Jim's going to listen, but Jim's going to make up his own mind. We're going to give him information. He's going to take that information, and he's going to make a good decision. I think the people that know me feel that way. I know there's people out there that may not know me, and they're hoping that I'm that way, and I've got to prove that. The proof is going to be in the pudding and how I handle things and what takes place. I've been very fortunate. I've had the ability to hire some great coaches. I brought Todd Dodge from Cameron to the Metroplex and hired him there, and what a great run he had. There's a Tim Beck that I hired at Carrollton Farmers Branch that went on and did unbelievable at Mansfield, and now is on the Kansas staff. Nebraska staff. So I've had a good track record of hiring good people. Now I'm human. I've got some that I don't want to talk about that have probably passed under my watch that it took me a while, but I got rid of them. So I've got to get the right people in place.
Well, I'm thrilled that you have good instincts, and we knew that about you, and the folks in College Station shared that with me, that you had good instincts about hiring, and because parents and kids are depending on us to bring the right adults to guide their young person, and that's one of the biggest thing. It's not a burden. I feel blessed that I have the opportunity to be a part of some of those choices, but I want to just sit back and support you on these hires that you have coming up. What do you enjoy doing in any little spare time that you have? We've talked about your job.
I really enjoy playing golf. I liked to hunt and did a lot of hunting, bird hunting especially, until I got out of West Texas and I didn't have the knowledge of the land that I could hunt on like I do in West Texas. But I love to play golf. I enjoy. I'm not a very good golfer, and all my friends are happy that I'm moving here because their income has gone up because of my golfing abilities. But I do enjoy the golf.
Well, I'm glad to know that you can enjoy something and not necessarily be the best one in the group. Is that true?
Well, unfortunately, it is true. It is true. But it doesn't sit well with me sometimes, I'll tell you that.
Okay. What is one of your, I'm going to backtrack a little more, what's one of your most favorite memories about coaching in your career now that you're no longer the coach?
You know, I brought up this, and I was talking to the Lakeview coaches. I was here with Clovis Hill. I was his defensive coordinator, and we played on a Thursday night against Lubbock Dunbar, and we played for the district championship, and we beat them. I think it was like 12-0 in Lubbock on a Thursday night, and it was when people remember this, is when they had the big ice storm, snowstorm. The next Friday, they called off nearly all the games, or that next day, Friday, they called off nearly all the games that hadn't been played or didn't matter because it was so bad weather-wise. Well, we won that championship on a Thursday night, and when we got to Sterling City, Texas, one of our boosters had a helicopter meet us in Sterling City, and they flew above us all the way in to San Angelo Lakeview Stadium with the spotlight shining on the bus as we were driving in. And it's an experience I'll never forget. And there was an extremely large crowd. And you can imagine coming back from Lubbock late at night, and especially with the weather like it was an extremely large crowd. That's one of my fond memories that I will never forget.
That, not many people would ever have that experience.
I hadn't had it since.
Well,
that was neat.
I hope that we can keep building on a winning tradition and have big crowds coming back from championship games. We can at least look forward to that, can't we?
Yes, I hope so.
Well, did you ever have an embarrassing situation that you can tell the public that maybe you learned from in your coaching career? Now, I didn't prepare you for that question.
Well,
that you learned something, Coach.
Unfortunately, sometimes there's more of those than I would like to talk about. There is a person here, when I had my 200th win, that contacted me and told me how much he enjoyed playing for me, that lives here in San Angelo and played for me at Lakeview High School. And he said, I'll never forget the time that we played Stanford in Stanford, and we drove all the way back. And when we got here, you were so mad at us, you made us get off the bus and run hundreds up and down the football field.
And he still liked it.
Yeah, I know it. Hey, of all the things for him to like. And
to remember.
Yeah, I thought about that a million times, how stupid and how wrong I was to have done that. I was doing a little maturing at that time. I was growing into the job, and that was a poor decision on my part.
Wow. So how did you become better because of that?
Well, you learn, and you also, there's a lot of people out there that want to help you learn, and that's a good experience. I mean, there's a good example of not having any kids, and when I heard their side of the story, I listened. I didn't just close it out, and I didn't shut it out. And after they said some things to me and everything, I remember thinking, they're right. That was not very smart. I should not have done that.
Well, good for you. I think too many smart adults in all kinds of organizations and jobs would never admit that they messed up or wish they hadn't, had regrets, had made a different choice.
And the people I respect in life are the ones that have enough confidence in themselves to do that.
Yes.
I think that's you and I both know we trust people a whole lot more. If they ever do that and admit they were wrong, then you think, okay, I can follow this person. I can be a part of this person because they're willing to admit they made a mistake.
You have one son who will be coming maybe here in some months
likely,
to go to school. He's in college.
Yes.
Well, we look forward to, I've met your wife, and I look forward to meeting your son, Coach. And you are an answer to prayer. We are so grateful to have you come and continue and make it your own, put your own mark on it, and you're going to be standing on the shoulders of some great leaders who've been in your position in former years. And we just want you to keep taking us up and up and up because it's for kids.
Well, I want you to understand.
Okay.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. You're a difference maker when it comes to picking and taking a job. I appreciate you very, very much.
Well, Coach, thank you. I'll give you a few more yeses. Thank you, Coach Slaughter, for being willing to come when we made the call.
And thank you. Thank you.